Get out of my bar right now. I'm not fucking around. Get out of my bar. Because you're a Trump supporter.
What makes sense that you would support a creator that looks like me and you support Donald Trump?
Walked into a gay bar wearing a Trump hat and are shocked that they told you to get the fuck out?
All right, strap in. This one's a rowdy American showdown. Politics, pride, a baseball bat. It's a front row ticket to the Who's the Real Victim circus. Let's roll. Elise Hensley, MAGA queen, stormed Chatterbox Pub, Indy's LGBTQ plus haven. Rocking her red hat, phone primed to flex. She sashayed in expecting, what, a high five? Nope. Bartender hit her with a swift,
I'm not fucking around. Get out of my bar.
no, what's your poison? Just a verbal bouncer move, pronto. Hensley, culture crusader, dug in her heels. Shit hit the fan fast. Bartender, zero chill for this patriot pageant, yanked a baseball bat from under the counter. Universal for, you're done here. Hensley's comeback? You don't want my cash? Bartender, hell no, out. Raw, ruthless, and caught on her own cam. Hensley posted it, crying discrimination, hinting lawsuit vibes. Our brawl or bigotry, you call it? Love this chaos?
You walked into a gay bar wearing a Trump hat and are shocked that they told you to get the fuck out? Really? You're shocked. And then on top of that, not only you left from what I can see, and then you came back to try and what? Clarify something? They told you to get out. End of story. And shout out to the bar staff for telling this person to get the fuck out.
So there's a Trump supporters got kicked out of a bar in Indiana for obscene clothing. Bartenders here, former bartenders here, and I would kick people out of my bar, for just stupidity. We don't talk about politics, we don't talk about religions, we don't talk about certain things, right? Especially if your bartender is a trans woman, and it's very hard on that particular community right now, or the LGBTQ plus community. You know what? Be sympathetic. Be empathetic as well. And besides, why are you upset? If you want to get upset the KKK marching down in Black's neighborhood, the neo-Nazi, the Nazi salute. So those are the things you should be upset about, versus you being a public nuisance, knowing that you are not welcome in certain places and still invite your ass and then overstay your welcome. Come on, get real with it, Indiana.
So a Trump supporter walks into a bar to get himself a Busch Light. When he sits down, he sees there's a jar full of $100 bills. He asks the bartender, he's like, bartender, what's with the jar of $100 bills? Bartender says, well, that's an ongoing bet we have actually going on here at the bar. If you put $100 in the jar, you have 3 tasks you need to accomplish, and then you get the jar. So the Trump supporter asks, well, what are the 3 tasks? Bartender's like, well, task number 1, you see that big guy at the end of the bar? That's Big Jim. You have to knock Big Jim out cold. Task 2, Big Jim keeps his Rottweiler tied up in the back, it's out back of the bar. You have to go and take a tooth from Big Jim's Rottweiler. And lastly, task 3, upstairs in the apartment, Big Jim's mom lives actually, and you need to go and satisfy Big Jim's mom. The Trump supporter real quick is like, yep, I don't, I see how big Big Jim is. I don't think so. And bartender even agrees, yep, nobody's ever even made it past Big Jim before. Finally, he's had, about 6 or 7 Busch Lights. He's had a few shots of, old Evan Williams. And he's like, pulls out a $100 bill. I'm going to do it. He runs across the bar. He kicks Big Jim right in the face, knocks Big Jim out cold. The whole bar is like, no way. Task 1 is accomplished. Trump supporter, he then runs outside to that Rottweiler. Everybody in the bar, they hear, all this screaming. They start hearing some yelping and then some whimpering. And minutes later, they finally just hear a big howl. The Trump supporter then comes back into the bar, kind of peacocking around a little bit. Bartender asks, well, where is the tooth? The Trump supporter looks at him, well, I'm about to go upstairs and get that tooth.
Indiana's right to refuse laws? Oh, they're real. And MAGA's old Cakegate shield is now a boomerang. Same rules, flipped script. Let's break it down. Elise Hensley's MAGA hat strut into a queer bar. Lawsuit dreams won't fly. Same laws that bounced gay couples from bakeries don't care who's loudmouthed. She's burning cash and clout for nada. A MAGA in a safe space is a termite in your walls. Start solo, then bam. It's a swarm. Kid Rock on loop, and the Vibes trashed bartender didn't just clock Elise, they saw the invasion risk. One hat becomes a posse, and poof, Sanctuary's an alt-right dive. Nipping it fast, bat in hand, keeps the peace. Bad actors don't get a seat, they get the boot. Law's a mirror, not a savior. Thoughts? Hit me below, this one's a twist.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. Out.
Because I'm wearing a Trump
Yes.
hat. That's wild.
I don't care. Get out.
We can call the police, or you can just leave.
You know this is like discrimination, right?
Oh, boo-hoo! Boo fucking hoo! Get out of my bar.
Why in the fuck is it trouble because I'm wearing a hat of the United States president, which is literally your president as well, and because the hat says Make America Great Again, you think you can get triggered enough where you get so emotional where your logic goes out of the window and you forget that you're working in an establishment. You cannot be disrespectful and scream and curse at customers.
Have y'all seen that viral video of that bar that basically refused service to people that came in with MAGA gear? It was, I believe it was a couple, right? And then the woman in the video was like, "This is discrimination." The whole bar was laughing at her, and I was cackled when I saw that, heard that. I was like, okay, sis. But the funny thing is the guy came back on to try to like plead his case because his comment section went left. Because here's the thing: why are you going to an LGBTQ bar that you know is an LGBTQ bar with MAGA gear on? Like, why are you doing that? You're basically essentially harassing these people. Like, you knew what the fuck you were doing. Number one. Number two, they do have the right to refuse service. He even said it, but then he was like, "There's a way to do things. There's a way to say things." I'm sitting here like, it's a dive bar. I've been to a dive bar multiple times, multiple dive bars where they're like, "Get the fuck out" when it's time to go. Like, they're cussing at you to get out. It's a dive bar. Like, this isn't some upscale bar in a restaurant. It's a dive bar. They don't have to. They can cuss you out if they want to. They can refuse service if they want to. And those two knew what they were doing. And now they're trying to spin this narrative and this story. They knew what they were doing. They went in there with intentions of harm. To me, that's what it seems like. Because why would you, if you're MAGA and Trump, why would you go to an LGBTQ friendly bar with paraphernalia on and then sit here and record and try to be in these people's faces and being like, it's discrimination? Like, why would you do that? And we got the tail end of the recording. I believe they had got asked to leave already once or twice, and then that's when they decided to start recording, because of course they're literally provoking these people. That's what it was. You were provoking these people. Like, you can't tell me you weren't. You can't tell me you weren't. And it's like, you knew what you were doing, so please get the fuck up off of TikTok with your fucking bullshit excuses. Leave people alone. Leave people alone. Like, why do you feel the need to go into a liberal LGBTQ dive bar and start some shit on a Saturday night?
I am typically a positive person. I am someone who is on my healing journey. And normally, I would not support this because I feel like it's not necessary. However, with that said, y'all Trump supporters literally voted for the right to discriminate. Y'all literally voted for a known and outwardly aggressive supporter of discrimination as it relates to women, as it relates to individuals with mental disabilities, as it relates to neurodivergent people, as it relates to poor people, as it relates to anybody who is Black, brown, indigenous, queer, anybody that's not white and Christian. Y'all voted for that. So now, because in America, a business owner has the right to refuse service for any reason, right? So now, when something is affecting y'all, you want to weaponize that term discrimination. Y'all screamed at the rooftops when affirmative action was overturned. Right? Yeah. And this is why, while I'm a positive ass bitch and I believe in karma, I support this. You want to know why? Because every once in a while, motherfuckers need to get a taste of their own motherfucking medicine. So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to fucking hear it. Y'all voted for that shit. How's it taste? Suck on it.
Do you guys remember when there was like a series of bakeries that would not sell cakes to gay couples? Like, I think there was Sweet Cakes and Tastries, and Sweet Cakes actually won. It became a whole thing, and there was a court case and everything, right? But like, basically, like, they were saying that it was their right to refuse service because they were Christian, right? And the right wing was like, hell yeah, you know, stand up for those beliefs, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Kind of funny when how like the leftists, the liberals, decide to do the same thing when they own a business. It's suddenly discrimination. Like, bro, you can't have your cake and eat it too, all right? It is or it isn't. This person has the right to refuse service based on their...
Let me give you exactly what happened and what went down. Number one, why were we going there? A friend of mine, not putting nobody's names out there, a friend of mine, which is a jazz musician, last time I was here in January, he played there. This time, he had buddies that was going to play there, so we were going to show love. And my boy was finna do a cameo. So when we went there, the owner, who was sitting at the door, just like he was last time when we went there in January, and I had my hat on, and nobody said anything. This time, I come in with other people, and they also have a Trump hat on. And soon as we walked in, the bartender goes, "Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here." This is exactly what he said. So in reality, we didn't even know that he was even talking to us. So we was like, wait a minute, whoa. Are you serious? And he goes, yeah, you guys get out of here. So then the girl says, why? He goes, because you guys are fucking Trump supporters. And then he grabs a bat. I personally didn't see him grab the bat until I saw the video that she recorded. Because as I immediately went to the owner who was sitting at the door, and I said, how are you going to allow someone to act like this in your establishment, and you know that this could get you guys in some real big trouble? The owner looked at me, walked out the door, and act like he was a customer because he didn't think that I was going to know that he was the owner. And I remember him from January. So I said to him again, I know you're the owner, and I know you acting like you're not the owner because of the situation. But because you acting like this, you have no clue who you're dealing with. So tonight, I'm going to make you famous. This is exactly what I said. On camera, you got the girl going back, like literally not even walking out. So that is a lie and is not the truth that we was there earlier. We misgenderized the bartender, and then we came back with cameras. First thing first, we don't move like that. Second, we was literally just going to show some support to a jazz musician that we all love and all know, and we were just going to keep it pushing right after that. The guy got emotional because of the hats and lashed out, got a bat, made a threat. As we walked out, she went back in, did the recording, which is what everybody sees, and if you have not watched it.
Let's crack open a legal can of worms. Can a bar bounce you for your politics? Federal laws got rules. Let's dig in. Public spots can't ditch you over race, color, religion, or origin. Protected stuff. Political vibes? Not on the list. Indiana's game's the same. No shield for your MAGA hat. Civil Rights Commission says no boot for race, sex, disability, but your Trump flag? Fair game disruptive? Risky? Businesses can show you the door to keep the peace. Chatterbox Jazz Club, an LGBTQ+ haunt, axed Elise Hensley, MAGA loudmouth, not for kicks but to guard its vibe. Legal roots run deep. Conservatives cheered the 2018 cake shop win. Baker versus gay cake. Same logic, flipped can ideology nicks service like religion did? Are businesses neutral zones or guardians of their crowd? It's a tug of war. Serve all or pick a side. Law's a maze. What's your take? Drop it below. Want more culture clashes unpacked? Like this video, subscribe. We're dissecting America's pulse next.